Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Wow, look at this.
Oh, yes, nice to see you.
Oh, so great to see you. So
Yeah.
we are, is it, you are in Thimpu?
Yes, I'm in Thimpu.
Wow. So this is
Yeah.
Kinley. I want to
Ah,
say your name, but I'll probably pronounce it wrong.
yeah, it's right. Kinley, Kinley.
Kinley. And who's in Thimpu in Bhutan, who's so kindly agreed to meet me online and and talk about Bhutan and what it's like there and how you guys are doing. Wow.
Oh, well, I'm here doing good, and today I think the weather now it's getting a little bit, you know, not so good. It's been raining slightly, not too heavy, but it's still okay. We are getting a rainfall around in the evening, and I think right now it's you can see it's a little bit cloudy backside. I think it's gonna rain. It's slightly raining right now, and well, so in Bhutan right now everything is okay, and you might know it's locked down right now, so there's no tourists right now. So I'm free. So there's no tourists from which date? Yeah, from this 6th March we had like first case of coronavirus. Uh, there was an American tourist who came to Bhutan. So right after that, then our government had imposed lockdown. There was like no more tourists coming in so far. So, but internally, it's open right now. Like we can move around, we can go to the shop, but the shop will open only till 7 p.m. So after 7 p.m., it has to be closed. Everything has to be closed because yeah, it's in the evening time. Like a lot of people gather, so government want to impose like not gather too many people. And well, even the schools are closed right now. By the time we got the first coronavirus infected, then uh, school has been closed till now, so still the school are not open, but shops are still open. Right.
It's amazing, really, because for people who don't know, I
uh,
think I was reading that you've had a total of like 27 recorded
yes,
cases.
yes, as of now I think yesterday or day before yesterday there were 3 more cases. So total of now we have 27 cases, and all are imported, case who came from outside. Like a lot of Bhutanese, they are working outside, mostly in Middle East. Some are working in Australia and India. More cases right now are from Middle East. So right after when they come in, our government will take care of them. They have to go and stay for quarantine for 21 days. So only after that, if they get negative, then only they are allowed to go. But it is strictly when they come in, government will take them and put them in the any of the hotel, and they have to stay for 21 days. So our government is taking care, really good care, and our king too is really strict on not to get any infected like local transmission. So that's how our government is trying to control not to let infected. So far we don't have any local transmission. There's no person to person transmission. This is only the imported cases. So our government, that's why can still go around. But in case if there is transmission local, so government might do a totally lockdown. But touch wood,
Yeah,
you don't like to have a local transmission, right?
touch wood, you've had. I understand you've had no loss of life from coronavirus.
Yes.
You've not had
We have
any death.
so far no loss of life, and out of 27, 6 had recovered. Even the first case, like the American guy who got the coronavirus, has been recovered and has been sent to United States.
I saw that. I was reading an article, and apparently they said, I don't know if you saw this in America, they said that whatever you did in the hospital in Bhutan saved his
Yes.
life. So the treatment,
Uh,
I don't know
uh-huh.
if it was they said, I don't know if it's the treatment that he had in the hospital, or if
Uh,
it was just all of you praying so hard. But
well,
they say the doctors in America said, well, whatever they did in Bhutan saved your life,
Yes.
which is amazing.
Yes, it was actually the initiative of our king and the government. So king want to really take good care of whoever who gets infected with the coronavirus. So by the time we get the first case till now, so they are, whoever had the infected with the coronavirus, they are put in an isolation room, and all the doctors are taking care. Still, we are, we have shortage of doctor and nurses right now, but to back up them, our government is training local, people to take care, give a support to the doctor and nurses. So every people who are, infected with the coronavirus are taken really good care by our government and the king.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
I saw this, I don't know if it's true, that apparently when you had the first case and the American was in hospital, that the king sent him some blue silk pajamas and a bedspread.
Yes. Oh, I didn't get you.
He said, I read that the king sent to the first American who had the first coronavirus case.
Yes.
He said the king sent him some blue silk pajamas and a bedspread, apparently.
Oh, yeah. So, yes. So when he had the first case, what I heard, like whenever the first case was reported, king, the prime ministers, they all went to the, hospital to discuss how to take initiative of the first case, and they took a lot of measures how to control. So I think what I think is that it was like best time, in a way it was lucky, like there was like we have a first case during that time, and then government suddenly took a lot of measures how to. So it was the initiative of our king. He went to the hospital, stay overnight, and discuss with the PM and concern with the even with the American guy who got the coronavirus, to not to you'll be really taken good care by the our government and the people, by the doctors. So in that way he was like been well taken care, and he has been sent in the private jet. There was an ambulance airline that came all the way from United States. So yeah, but that time, like there was like fully tourists, was like it was a peak season, and I was on the tour. I was leading, so
Where
it
were
was
you?
on the sixth. Yes, I was leading for people of a total of 11 packs G Adventures travelers. So yeah, so it was on the 6th month. So right after we heard it, like everybody was first time panicking. Wow, we had the first case now. So everybody was trying to rush in the pharmacy to get a mask. Then they want to get not to get infected. But I think now government have really taken care, so people are now a little bit better. Not too much panicking. Still, we have 27 cases, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if there's any other country in the world that has, seemed to manage it as well as Bhutan has done.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's very rare, how well you guys have managed to cope with everything.
Yeah, I think it's because of our king and the government, and the prime minister. They're all working together, and it's all initiated by the king, and the not to and we got that. The case was at the right time, and he was directly put a right strict measure. And right after we had the first case, then like it was totally the tourists, incoming tourists were totally banned, not allowed to come, even from India. So still now, the border line in India, like we have a good relation with India. So no Indian tourists, no Indian laborers. We have a lot of laborers working in Bhutan. They are also not allowed to come. And there are a lot of we have like police and volunteer. They are called as a Desuk, the guardians of pieces, which are all trained by the kings, and they are taking care of all the borders line so that no people can, Indian people illegally can enter to the country. But still, we needed to import goods, foods and all. So that gets supplied from India. Only the necessary things, not like other unnecessary, only the necessary things like foods. This are get supplied from India as well, but it has been taken good measure.
Yeah.
So they really check on, whatever they get in Bhutan.
Wow. And I
Yeah.
saw that you also, you also had another very special event in March
Uh,
19th.
on which date?
March 19th.
March 19, right?
Yeah. You had another big special event in Bhutan.
What was that? I don't know. I don't remember.
With the king and queen had another baby.
Oh yeah, yes. I could not remember also, like, yeah. So yes, we had that was the second son, on the 19th of March. So it was the right time, like when there was like the virus was spreading. So, but still, yeah, that was like a big day for the country to have the second
Yeah. Did you
prince.
still have celebrations and things?
Well, I think we didn't have a big celebration because I don't think because our king also want to have the celebration right now in this kind of situation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just want to have, his concern is more to the people, welfare of the people, so that it won't get spread widely in Bhutan.
But I think it's really interesting because for people who don't know about Bhutan, I was just thinking,
Yeah.
let's try and fill them in as well, because
Yeah.
One of the great things about Bhutan is that you have free healthcare and education for everybody in the country, don't you?
Yes.
So I think that made a huge difference as well. Just people could just go straight to hospital.
Definitely, yeah, because of the free healthcare and the free education. So because of that, then we had a very good opportunity so that everybody have can be secure to have a better health facilities in Bhutan. So
and I think it's because I came and I visited, and Kinley was my tour guide. And I just, just before we came online, I thought, I've got to go and check something. And I went and I checked my passport.
Okay.
And I was, this time, 3 years ago, I was in Bhutan with you.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I was from like up until the end of May, I was in Bhutan with you guys. So,
Yes.
but I think the weather was nicer when I was there.
Yeah.
It was really hot.
I mean, that was the right time. Like weather was, oh yeah, you are in May, you are in Bhutan. Yeah, the weather was good, but
Really?
I'm sure it will get better. But it's, I think the weather the weather is changing now. I don't know, every year.
This is true, yeah. And you
Yeah.
guys, I mean, the thing is, people don't realize that when we kind of look at you, I mean, your walk is a lot different to our walk. Like
Yes.
we kind of try and walk around the park, and when you
Oh
go
yeah.
your walk, you go up a mountain.
Yes, my work is like for me. I mean, not only me. There are a lot of people now doing a walk, trying to keep themselves fit because, there are a lot of people are now without the job. I mean, mostly it's based with the tourism industry. So, people wants to do a walk. So a lot of people walk at the nature, and and they go for camping. So I can see a lot of people doing a walk to keep themselves fit. So me also, I like walking, hiking. So every day I do like 10K walk, sometimes 5K.
But
So
you start your walk. What
yeah,
go on, tell them what altitude Thimpu is.
well, Thimpu is like 2,200 meter approximately, and
Like
that's
above
like,
sea level.
yeah, above sea
So the
level.
whole, it's almost like the whole, most of Bhutan is
Right.
higher. It's
Yes,
like
all
higher
higher.
than the whole of England and Wales.
Yes, so it's like mostly higher. All the cities are in higher, but we still have like lower tropical regions where it's like 300 meter, 400 meter. But where I live in the western part of Bhutan is like it's almost like 2,000 meter approximately from the sea level, and yeah, so
I
so
remember
we are
that.
used to with this altitude, and we just walk up to 100
Yeah.
meter up, sometimes 200 meter up, so
Yeah.
which is good.
I remember when I arrived in Paro, and
Yeah.
on the first day I was so excited. I'm like, I want to go and climb a mountain. And you're like, just relax,
Yes.
acclimatize, because that Paro is like 1,500 meters.
Right.
And
Yes,
I was
but
just
no,
like,
Paro is still like Thimpu, 2,000
what is
meters.
it is, right? It's high.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow. And I think if anybody who doesn't know, like Bhutan is probably one of the rarest places for tourists to come, because it's quite a difficult place to get to.
Yes.
And also one of the tourist approach, are you okay there?
Right. Yeah.
The tourist approach has always been to allow tourists in, but a small group of tourists.
Yes.
And the way that you do it is that people pay for like a daily charge, and a lot of that money
there's a daily tariff that need to be paid, minimum tariff, which is around $250. And every tourist has to come through travel agency. You cannot come directly pay and come directly and book hotel. You has to come all with any of the travel agent in Bhutan, and you will be guided. There will be guided tour, and you will have a driver, guide, and you'll be well taken care. All the tourists are coming to Bhutan.
And it is so wonderful, because the number of times I talk to people and I say, oh yes, I've been to Bhutan, and everybody says, oh, no matter how many places they've been in the world, they say, oh, I still haven't been. Oh, I really want to go.
Right.
But I think one of the things is that you get that it's such an amazing place. And the fact that you're not allowed in the temples without the guide.
Yes.
It means that everything is so sorry, you're so windy. You look really cold.
Me, it's a little bit windy. It's okay. I'm okay.
You're okay.
Yeah.
Kinley's tough. He's very tough.
I'm okay. So, I mean, I'm just enjoying the weather and this kind of weather.
Yeah, and it's just. I was also reading, actually. I think I saw that Lonely Planet named Bhutan as the #1 destination for 2020.
True. Yes. Yeah. So this year we are expecting more tourists, but because of the coronavirus, so now we have a 0 tourists. So I don't know.
No. Do you know where the #2 place is?
Number 2?
Yeah. Do you know where it's #2?
No.
England.
Yeah, England. Yes.
So
yes.
Between the two of us, we're in like the #1 and number.
Yeah, #1 and 2. Number 2. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Number 2.
It's really cool. Yeah. And I always remember, like, when I flew into Paro Airport, because that's it's like one of the most dangerous airports to fly into, isn't it?
Right. So it's like one of the most dangerous airport. So the runway is, I think, 2.5 kilometer only. So it's considered to be one of the most scariest. So that's the only international airport we have in Bhutan, but we do have other 4 domestic airport. So, but not like international, airport. So it's only for the small ATR can fly in that.
Yeah. When we flew in, I mean, this is you say it's a dangerous airport, but it means that only the best pilots can fly into Paro.
Yeah.
So when we flew in, everybody was like clapping, and we flew in, and then everybody stands on the tarmac, and we're taking pictures of the airport. And the security, like, you have to go, you have to leave the airport. We're like, oh, but this is so. And they're like, honestly, you're going into the country now, and you're going to see lots of exciting things.
Yes.
We were just all doing this.
Actually, yeah. So I feel the same thing when I just come, land inside Bhutan. I just feel that when I see the mountains and the house, I just feel so, relaxed and, just charming, something very, feels so fresh to land in the Paro.
Yeah, it's so, there's, you try and think about all the different experiences that we had, because it was about, I guess it's about a 9-day tour that we did, I think.
10 days total, yeah. 9 nights, 10 days, yeah.
And so many things that we fit into that time. And
true.
every time I see somebody talking about Bhutan, you know, especially in the news about Corona, it's always the same picture. It's always the picture of Tiger's Nest.
Right,
You know,
right.
you have this one
Yes.
picture, and I'm like, they need to put all the pictures of all the other temples and all the
Yes.
amazing places we went to.
And you know, I'm wearing a Tiger Nest t-shirt right now.
Oh
See?
no, that's the one.
See? Wanna see?
Yeah.
See, yes. See? Yes.
It's funny because when you're in Bhutan, the thing you see the most, no, I tell you what, the picture you see the most in Bhutan is, or was, when I was there,
Yeah. Yeah.
everywhere we went, they had a picture of the king and the queen and the first baby.
Yes.
Yeah. So we went into somebody's house and they had to, you know, we went into a shop or the hotel, everywhere had the big picture. Even at the airport, they had a big picture in the airport
Right.
of the
Yes.
baby. Yeah.
Yeah. Because as we love our king and the queen, so every family, every shop, everywhere, every hotels, they always have the portrait of the king and queen and, you know, the prince.
It's amazing. It's an
Yeah.
amazing place. Yeah. And I suppose the thing that you know, one of the things that I really got from Bhutan is, you know, in a way it feels like there's a lot of rules there, but the rules are things like you've agreed not to cut down the forest.
Yes. So that's like very strict. That's like one of the main pillar of the gross national happiness, conservation of environment. So as of now, 72% of the Bhutan is covered with forest, you know. So it's in our constitutional law to, you know, keep till 60% covered with forest. So our government is very strict on cutting down of trees, you know, so you're not allowed to cut down. So we don't export any trees or
Oh, hello. Might have lost Kinley there. Let's just see. But the other thing that we have in Bhutan is that there's no hunting, there's no fishing. All of the animals that are there are treated.
timber to any other
Oh,
countries.
hey, sorry, you skipped out for a minute there, Kinley. I couldn't hear you what you were just saying. But you were talking about gross national happiness.
Yes. Yeah, that was like gross national happiness I was talking about when I talk. Oh,
It's very hard to get a really good connection.
just hold on, yeah.
Yeah,
Just hold on.
that's
Like
okay.
this. Uh,
It's hard to get a good connection with Bhutan because, you know, obviously we're in the mountains. I think I've just lost Kinley there as well. So, but yeah, just to fill you in on Bhutan and gross national happiness. So most countries, what they often do is measure gross national product, which is how much each person in the country makes. And so we have a figure of how much money each person will make. And we talk about the economy and things like that, and gross national product and other kind of financial measures. And Bhutan have always, their goal is not, oh, there's a Kinley. Hey, Kinley. The goal is not to have a financial goal, but to have a happiness goal. So, hey, I'm just trying to explain gross national happiness because you can't.
oh, okay, okay.
I'm just saying that it's you know, your country's like economy is based on improving happiness for everybody.
Happiness. Right? Yeah, that's called the gross national happiness. That's the more important. We say that gross national happiness is more important than the gross national product. So every economic development is based on gross national happiness. So there are four main pillars for the development of the country. So number one is economic, sustainable and economic development. Then preserving our culture, number two. Number three, conservation of our environment. That's like what I was talking to you about, like environment. And the last one is a good governance.
Oh, that's really great.
Yes.
And because of this, you are, I think I think you were definitely maybe the first and possibly the only carbon negative country in the world.
True.
So,
yes.
You know, you actually have, you're actually putting more oxygen back into the world.
Right, right. That's true. Yes, we are preserving our, nature. So that's why we are still like carbon negative country in
And
the
you
world.
have and basically, is every animal like wild now? You released all the animals, is that right?
I mean, yes, we don't keep any animal in the zoo. It's like every as we believe like animal wants some freedom, so they're all sent in wild. As we
Yeah.
are the Buddhist countries, so we don't want to put them in the cage. So just let them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we are not allowed to do hunting. We protect animal, and even no fishings are allowed. Yeah.
I think that Bhutan is definitely going to be like, if it wasn't on people's number one like place to come, I think it's going to be there now for a
Uh-huh.
long time. I think people will be, and I think a lot of the people who I know who have always said, "Oh, I really want to go, I really want to go." I think this time has really showed people you've got to like go when you can.
Yeah, so we were actually, if there was no coronavirus, everybody was expecting a lot of tourists, coming in Bhutan,
I think they'll
and not
get
only,
there. They'll get there, but maybe later, maybe a little bit
yes,
later.
yeah, later, so might take time now, so maybe by now next year, hopefully.
But I think I wanted to also just talk about there's a lot of what I love about Bhutan is you're like one of the most Buddhist countries in the world.
Right.
But when I came, you kind of changed my mind about what I thought Buddhism was.
Uh-huh.
Because there's a
Uh-huh.
lot of stuff in Bhutan that's not what you expect.
Yes, we don't, expect, so,
It's a lot more fun. And
yes,
um, what I love is, it's a very, in one way, it's a really serious country. You take everything so seriously in one way. And in another
yes,
way, you just laugh all the time because
yes.
you don't take things seriously.
Yeah, don't take it seriously.
Yeah.
You should
And,
have some compassion. Yeah.
and I think, in terms of the Buddhist and the Buddhist monks, I think you have to tell them about your namesake,
Right.
who you're named after,
Uh,
the monk you're named after.
yeah, the Kembo, right? Yeah.
Is it Kinley? What's the name of the monk that we went to the temple in Punaka?
Oh, that's a Drukpa Kinley, the
Yeah,
divine man. Right.
yeah. You kind of have to tell them about this monk because
Crazy monk.
oh, yeah.
Yes.
And a lot of the people when they bring an offering, they bring like a bottle of wine or something, don't they, to the temple?
Oh, yes. Yeah. That's an offering to the gods and the goddess, give them a wine, some take snacks, light butter lamp, some donate some money to get some blessing, so they'll always be protected. So that's all in our belief. So if you have every temple, people will carry some wine, local brewed wine, or so that's our
And,
listen.
and strangely, for a Buddhist country, you make excellent whiskey, also, don't you?
Yes, we have a lot of whiskey. We produce a lot of whiskey, not only whiskey, beer, brandy, vodka, as well as wine. I'm sure you have tried that peach wine or red
Oh
wine.
no, I just had the Himalayan whiskey. That was I had to have that. That was great.
Oh, okay. Yes. The best whiskey is called K5.
That was the one we had. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, the K5. Yes.
It was when we had that on the last night, with all the dancing.
Right. That's a culture
Oh,
show, the culture events we have, and
yeah. Oh,
yeah.
it's amazing. And another thing that a lot of people don't, the first thing that somebody said to me when I left Bhutan and I flew back to Thailand,
Uh-huh.
the first person I spoke to about, he said, where, in the hotel, he said, where have you come from? I said, Bhutan. The first thing he said to me was, oh, their monks get married, don't they? Because in Thailand, when you have the orange robe monks, the women,
Yeah.
me, I'm not even supposed to look at them. You're not supposed to look like directly
Yes.
at them. And so
Exactly.
then you come to Bhutan and all the monks are really friendly and
No, it's like, yeah, this different kind of teaching based on that, So I think in Thailand they practice the Theravada, so it's more strict. So ours is Mahayana Buddhism. So I mean, yeah, we're not supposed. I mean, monks are not supposed to get married in Bhutan also, but
Oh, really?
they can just be friendly, and that's not like too much strict on that. They can walk around and talk, and so it's like because of the different way of teaching. As Thai teaching, they follow the Theravada teaching. As Tibet, Bhutan, we practice the Mahayana Buddhism. So based on that, there's a different rules and regulation set for the Buddhist monk.
Mm. Oh, it's wow. I just felt every day I was learning so much in Bhutan. But I think the thing I really learned, and it makes me a bit emotional because it's also how you guys have handled this crisis, is how courageous, how brave the
Yeah.
people and the leaders as well,
Yeah. Yes.
because
So
mm,
yeah, right. Yeah. So I'm very much thankful to the king, government, and even the king have now initiated to give our welfare, like some the monthly kind of stipend to all the people who are jobless right now for I think for 3 months. So they are always been paid. So this are how the king is taking initiative so that people don't feel like job without the job. So there, and for tourism like what I'm right now, so tourism industry is always trying to give us some different kind of social work.
mm,
So this kind of works, so our government and the tourism industry is taking care of.
yeah, it's brilliant. But I think
Yeah.
and I think that's the thing of making the decision, to
Yeah.
close the borders and to close the schools and everything like
Yes.
that. and,
Yeah.
and I think it's like so many of the things that you agree to do, that you choose to do in the country, it's not because it's a very rich country, it's because it's like you work together. You really, as
Right.
a country, you guys really work together.
Yes. Yes. So we all work together, cooperate. So we always like uh, follow whatever the government say, what to do, what not to do. So this where people always like practice what we need to do, what we don't need to do. So that way, I think everybody was cooperating, and that's why we are always being everything's going very smoothly. And even now, people are still happy.
That's the thing they always say, isn't it? About Bhutan is the
Yes.
happiest place on earth.
Yeah. Right. Right.
I heard that because they always say it's like happiness is a place. Whatever the hat, happiness is a place.
Oh yes, that's the motto of the Tourism Council of Bhutan. Happiness is the place.
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw an article. It said you have a new one now, which is happiness is a space.
Oh, I didn't get it. Okay, I have
Well,
to look at. Yes.
I think the Director General of Tourism, he gave an interview, and so
Oh,
there were
right.
a lot of stuff in the media about what he had said. But then he came back and said, "No, I didn't say." So
Oh,
I don't
really?
know if it's true or not, because I think because things are going really well in terms of controlling things for you guys. I think
Yes.
he was talking about being able to restart tourism.
Yeah.
But then I think the American press reported that as being, okay, we can go tomorrow. And it was like, no, this is not what was said. Yeah, but it's great to know that you guys are there and doing quite well, and that I mean, in fairness, it sounds like it's a very safe place for people to come, but
Yeah.
obviously it wouldn't be safe for you for
True.
tourists to come now until
Yes.
they are clear.
So I don't think this year the government will allow. They are, I mean, taking a lot of measures, and I don't know how to measure how if you even if we allow the tourists to come in. So they are trying to do. So as of now, there is no such, like, I don't think the government is allowing, unless the virus totally goes down, then only might.
Yeah. I think we're all in I think in many countries we're all in kind of like a very confused state of just figuring things out really at the moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. I think some of the countries now already going to allow like Spain or Italy.
Oh.
I heard that they're going to open for tourists by July or June.
I don't know. I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of
Yeah.
talk, and
Yes.
I think we won't know just yet. I think it's very different though, because with Europe, the borders are, the borders themselves are not really controlled usually.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like when I was traveling in Europe, you just travel around. There isn't really a strong border in a lot of places.
Uh-huh.
Which is very, very different to Bhutan in any case, so
That's true. Yes.
and yeah, we have to see what's gonna happen. But what would you say to like people who are thinking of like coming to Bhutan, and what would you say to tourists who are thinking about it?
You mean whoever comes to Bhutan?
Yeah, or whoever you want to.
Well, I mean, like tourists who want to come in the future or what? Yeah, right.
Well, yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it's the thing about going to Bhutan is it's not something you do like overnight, is it? You have to
Yes.
plan it. I mean,
Yes.
I mean, I ran around the world like a mad thing, but
Exactly.
Bhutan was like, you can't do that.
Right.
You
Right.
have
So
to book it. You have to
exactly.
plan it.
Yes.
You have to plan your
Mm-hmm.
flight. And
Yes.
Druk Air is not easy to get hold of.
Exactly. So yeah. So what I can pass the message is like I know Bhutan is not like easy, but if you come means you just I mean you need to prepare a little bit, and you're coming to like one of the most special, and you won't regret it because when you come in means you're coming in a special flight. We have a two airline. One is a Druk Air, and the other one is a Bhutan airline. So these are the only two airlines that are allowed to fly inside. That's all. One is the private and one is the government airline. So you have to come to this two airline, and you can come through Bangkok, Singapore, Nepal, or Delhi. From these destinations, you can come inside. So if you're inside Bhutan, you don't need to worry. I mean, you must be worrying about like, oh, there must be a lot of like diseases. Like I heard like you might get the chances of getting malaria or something like that, but nothing to worry about that, No need to panic. You'll be well taken care here, as we are like one of the most happiest country. You'll have the happiness also. And we're gonna share the happiness with you. And you can experience the happiness wherever you are here in Bhutan. So I mean you'll never regret it. As long as you stay here for 10 years, 10 days, 15 days, you will love it and you'll feel like coming again and again. So that's like what you'll experience in the country. And the happiness is the most important thing that you'll experience here.
I think, we had such a different group. We had a really mixed group when we came.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it was very interesting because, as Kinley said, sometimes when you book a trip, you have to say, that you're a certain level of fitness.
Yes.
But a lot of people just come anyway. So
exactly.
You have people who kind of need a lot of support. And then in our group as well, we had really fit people, and we had people who had done a lot of backpacking, and they're all around the world. And the thing is, every single person in the group, we just all said, we're so glad that we had come, and we, it was just something. It's really hard to explain because I think we all learned different things. But
yes,
we, as you say, nobody was at all disappointed, and everybody felt like at the end that it was just so much more than they ever thought that they would. And I think the thing is, you come and you kind of like, you don't really know why you're coming. Like, it's so beautiful, and it's such a unique experience. But there's something else. There's something else about, something unique about. I think the thing is, it's such a magical place for me. And there was a lot of really strange experiences that just kind of came together. And I think Bhutan has a place, like if you ever go to Bhutan, Bhutan has a place in your heart.
Thank you.
It changes you. I think it kind of changes
exactly.
who you are. And you go there to kind of learn something.
Yes, exactly. I think it's because of Bhutan being a like I won't say like 100% are Buddhist, but like almost 75% to 80% are Buddhist. So we are Buddhist countries, like, and it's like kind of philosophy. So we actually it's a way of life. So people are more compassionate, and every people are compassionate. So because of this, I think even the tourists who come to Bhutan, you feel that kind of compassion, and you know
Yeah.
so that's how you really get in touch and get close up with not only with the people, with the nature, with the animal, and everything you have. So I think, I mean, that's the way you have to be. That's the most important thing. You just have to be with what you have and love with whatever you have. So,
Yeah.
and that will never, you'll never get, anger will never be there.
I think
So
that's
it will
probably
be,
why you probably have to have such a strict like a tourist quota and a strict immigration thing, because otherwise we'd never leave.
exactly.
We'll just stay there.
Yes, yes. Then you will stay here forever, and there will be a lot of like
Oh,
tourists in Bhutan.
yeah, I have
Plenty.
to ask you as well this thing, right? When I left,
Yeah.
I went to get on the plane.
Uh-huh.
And the first time in my whole entire life, I've traveled everywhere, like, and I've been on so many planes. The first time in my life, they upgraded me and they put me in the business class.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, I'm like some amazing traveler now. Finally, I get this amazing seat. And then afterwards, I thought, Kinley, did you do that?
Okay.
Did you
Not
organize that?
that's because of by your own faith and your
Oh,
luck and everything's
oh,
like
those are
it happens. Yeah,
good.
yes. And you
But
you went at the right time, so it must be
it's
lucky.
yeah, it's the magic of Bhutan. It's really
Exactly.
an amazing
Yes.
place.
It's
Yeah.
all the blessing of the Buddha and everything.
Well,
So,
I tell you what, I still have my ring, and this was blessed at the White Temple.
uh, oh yes, 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 yes. White Temple in Ha Valley. Yes,
Because you arranged a special blessing for us all there.
true. Yeah, true. Yes, yeah. So
And I had a blessing from the chief monk as
oh
well.
yes, yeah,
Oh, that is very special.
exactly. Yeah. So that blessing will remain forever for you.
So this is why I have been safe so far. This is why I'm still well.
Yes, you still look very healthy, very nice, and safe. Be safe always, and your family.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. It's not the same here in England. We've been hit
Uh-huh.
very hard. We've been hit
Right.
very, very hard by the virus. It's been
I know you
very,
you really need to take care.
yeah.
I think
But
you hit
yeah,
hard.
yeah. But thank goodness, my family and friends, we've all been very, we stayed in a lot. And
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we've managed to stay, safe.
Oh,
You know,
that's very good. Good
yeah.
to know that. Yes.
Well,
Yes.
we've been pretty strict.
Oh, okay.
So, well, we have to be here. Really, we have to be very careful.
Uh-huh.
And but so far so good. And
Oh,
it's
that's
quite
good.
nice. We've had a lot of like we've been helping each other a lot. That's been really nice here. That
Oh, yes.
they help,
That's very important. Yeah.
and that's been nice to see as well. But
Right.
yeah, I feel a bit like I want to be there.
Oh, yeah. So
But maybe another time. Maybe
maybe,
one day I'll
yeah,
come
another
back to
time
Bhutan.
you can always
Yeah,
come to Bhutan once again.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just really glad that I've come once. Like I'm really really
Yes.
glad,
Yes.
and I think I keep saying it's much easier to deal with this time. Like for me, um,
Mm-hmm.
because I've already took that time to go to all the places that I
Yeah.
really wanted to go. And I always
Yeah.
say to everybody, you have to go as soon as you can.
Yes. As soon as you get a chance, just grab the opportunity and Let everybody come.
So what I'm definitely going to do is I'm definitely going to put your email address in the YouTube thing.
Uh-huh.
I'll put your email in,
Okay.
and people can email you and ask you about when they can come to Bhutan.
Well, thank you so much.
I don't know if you can hear me. Getting a bit windy up there.
Yeah, it's a bit windy now. It's a bit going to get dark, so
Oh, okay. I'll have to
maybe
let you go back down.
Yes. It was glad to talk with you.
So lovely. So lovely
Yes.
to see you.
Yes.
I'm so glad that you guys are well and safe. And
thank you. Yes, it's always been a pleasure. And yeah.
I think it really shows, you know, this last time, it's really shown, as you say, this just wonderful loyalty he has.
Yes.
To serve the people.
Right. Yes.
It's been a beautiful thing to see, especially, you know, having your new baby, and yet
exactly
so committed to taking care of tourists. And it's
yes.
It's a really great leadership, wonderful leadership.
Right.
I think, you know, people really need that in the world. You know, they need great spiritual leaders and great country leaders.
Exactly. That's very important. Yeah.
And you give us hope.
Yes.
You know.
Hope everybody will be, you know, fine, and all my blessings for everybody.
Thank you.
Yes.
So much.
Yes.
Always.
And your family.
And
be safe.
Your family.
Yeah. Yes. Be safe. Yes. Always. Yes.
And do you get
eat well?
Yeah. Bye. Take care then.
Yes.
I could sit here and talk to you all day, but you need to go home before it gets dark.
Yeah, I think I need to move down. It's like now from here to my down place where I stay, it's only like 5K, so which is okay.
Okay. Oh, it's so nice to see you. So nice to see you.
Yeah, it's so nice to talk with you.
You're only this far away, really.
Right.
You're only like a phone call away, which is great.
Yes.
So we're all together.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
And you have to come to England as well.
Sure.
Not
That's
now.
always one of my, not now, but later.
With the number 2 destination
yes.
in the world.
Yes, number 2 destinations. I have to come there. It's always in my dream to go to, you know, England one time.
Well, you'll get there. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to jump before we talk too much. Okay. Bye bye.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye bye.